An unimaginable truth lurks in the shadows of Toronto, a city that, on the surface, seems to be a beacon of diversity and vibrancy. Known for its bustling streets, cultural festivals and welcoming atmosphere, Toronto is a place where people from all walks of life come together to create a unique mosaic of humanity. But beneath this lively exterior, a sinister presence was growing, unnoticed by the masses. A city known for its vibrant tapestry of life. The streets are filled with the sounds of laughter, the aroma of diverse cuisines, and the sight of people from different backgrounds coexisting in harmony. Yet, amidst this lively scene, there were dark corners where the light of day never reached, and it was in these shadows that a terrifying secret was hidden. Beneath the surface, a darkness festered. It was a darkness that thrived in the hidden alleys and abandoned places, far from the bustling city life. This darkness was not just a metaphor, but a real palpable presence that preyed on the unsuspecting and the vulnerable. A terror that preyed on the vulnerable, silencing their voices in the most brutal ways imaginable. The city, with all its beauty and charm, became a hunting ground for a predator who hid in plain sight. The fear and despair of the victims were swallowed by the night, their cries for help unheard and unanswered. This is the chilling tale of Bruce McArthur, the unassuming landscaper who became a monster. By day, he was a friendly face, tending to gardens and making the city beautiful. But by night, he transformed into a predator, using his charm and unassuming nature to lure his victims into a deadly trap. His killing spree, a macabre performance played out in the heart of the city, went unnoticed for years. The very places that were meant to be safe havens turned into scenes of horror. Parks, neighborhoods, and even homes became the backdrop for his gruesome acts, leaving the community in shock and disbelief, leaving behind a trail of grief, anger, and a profound sense of unease. The aftermath of his crimes left a permanent scar on the city, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind the most ordinary of facades. The community came together to mourn, to remember the lives lost, and to seek justice for the victims whose voices were silenced too soon. Bruce McArthur was a familiar face in Toronto's gay village. A grandfatherly figure, he ran a landscaping business, his white van a common sight. He blended in, hiding his true nature behind a veneer of normalcy. His victims, mostly men of South Asian or Middle Eastern descent, were drawn to his charm, unaware of the danger that lurked beneath. They vanished one by one, their disappearances initially dismissed, their stories lost in the bustling city's rhythm. The truth, when it finally emerged, was far more gruesome than anyone could have imagined. Dismembered remains hidden in planters and buried in the gardens McArthur tended. The very places meant to nurture life had become tombs, silent testaments to his unspeakable crimes. The city watched in horror as the details unraveled, the image of the kindly landscaper replaced by the chilling reality of a serial killer. For years, McArthur operated undetected, his crimes concealed in plain sight. He exploited the vulnerabilities of his victims, many of whom were struggling with their identities or living on the margins of society. Their disappearances, often attributed to risky lifestyles or simply moving on, failed to raise significant alarm bells. The police investigation, slow and seemingly inadequate, allowed a killer to roam free, claiming more victims while the city remained oblivious. The arrest of Bruce McArthur in 2018 sent shockwaves through Toronto and beyond. The discovery of his crimes exposed a chilling truth, a systemic failure to protect the most vulnerable. The LGBTQ+ community, already grappling with marginalization and discrimination, felt betrayed by the system that should have protected them. The delayed response from law enforcement fueled accusations of indifference and prejudice, further eroding the already fragile trust. Section 6. The Vulnerable and the Voiceless. The McArthur case served as a stark reminder of the dangers faced by marginalized communities. Individuals living on the fringes, their voices often unheard, become easy targets for those who seek to exploit and harm. The fear of being judged, the reluctance to approach authorities, and the lack of understanding from society at large create a breeding ground for predators. Section 7. Scars on the city's soul. The shadow of Bruce McArthur's crimes continues to loom large over Toronto. His actions have left an indelible mark on the city's psyche, a haunting reminder of the darkness that can exist within our communities. The streets that once felt safe and familiar now carry an air of unease, a sense of vulnerability that is hard to shake off. The gay village, once a beacon of acceptance and celebration, now bears the weight of tragedy and loss. This vibrant neighbourhood, known for its inclusivity and spirit, has been deeply affected. Memorials and tributes stand as silent witnesses to the lives lost, a stark contrast to the lively atmosphere that once defined these streets. The community's resilience is evident, but the scars are undeniable. The sense of safety, once taken for granted, has been irrevocably shattered. Broken streetlights and cautious glances over shoulders are now common sights. The fear that once seemed distant is now a part of daily life, a constant reminder of the fragility of security. The city's residents are left grappling with a new reality, one where trust has been eroded and the shadows seem a little darker. The city's identity, built on diversity and inclusion, has been tarnished by the realization that even in a place so seemingly progressive, darkness can lurk in the most unexpected corners. The diverse crowd, once a symbol of unity and strength, now reflects a collective sorrow and introspection. People are more reflective, more aware of the hidden dangers that can exist even in the most open and welcoming environments. The journey to healing is long, but the spirit of Toronto remains unbroken, determined to reclaim its sense of safety and community. Section 8. Reckoning and Remembrance. In the aftermath of the McArthur case, Toronto has been forced to confront uncomfortable truths about itself. The investigation's shortcomings, the systemic biases, and the societal blind spots that allowed a serial killer to operate for so long have come under intense scrutiny. The city has begun the painful process of reckoning with its failures, vowing to learn from the past and create a safer future for all its citizens. Section 9. The Unending Vigil. In the heart of Toronto, as the sun dips below the horizon, the cityscape transforms into a somber reminder of the past. The skyline, illuminated by countless lights, stands as a silent witness to the stories that have shaped this city. The fight for justice and equality continues. Every step taken by these brave souls, every sign held high, echoes the collective demand for a world where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. The march is not just a protest. It is a testament to the resilience and determination of a community that refuses to be silenced. The victims of Bruce McArthur will never be forgotten. Their faces, immortalized in photographs, look back at us, urging us to remember their stories. The candles and flowers at the memorial serve as a poignant reminder of lives cut short, dreams unfulfilled, and the enduring pain of those left behind. Their stories etched in the city's memory. Each name engraved on the monument tells a tale of love, loss, and the unbreakable bond of community. The mural, vibrant and full of life, stands as a tribute to their legacy, ensuring that their memories are preserved for future generations. Their tragic deaths serve as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance, the need for inclusivity. In the quiet of the dark alleyways, where shadows once concealed unspeakable acts, the flickering candlelight of vigils brings hope and a promise of change. It is a call to action for all of us to remain ever watchful, to protect the vulnerable, and to foster a society where everyone feels safe and valued, and the unwavering pursuit of justice for all. The courtroom, a place of reckoning, symbolizes the relentless quest for truth and accountability. The scales of justice, though often slow to balance, represent the hope that one day fairness and equity will prevail. It is a reminder that the legal system, despite its flaws, is a crucial pillar in the fight against injustice. The city, forever marked by this dark chapter, must remain vigilant. As the streetlights cast long shadows on the empty streets, the city must not forget the lessons of the past. It is a collective responsibility to ensure that the darkness of history does not repeat itself, and that the light of justice shines ever brighter. Ensuring that the voices of the vulnerable are heard. In community meetings where voices rise in unison, the power of collective action becomes evident. Speakers address the crowd, sharing stories, raising awareness and galvanizing support for causes that matter. It is in these gatherings that the seeds of change are sown, nurtured by the shared commitment to a better future, and that such horrors are never allowed to happen again. The locked prison cell door serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked evil, while the police patrols symbolize the ongoing efforts to maintain peace and security. It is a solemn vow that the community makes to itself, to remain ever vigilant, to protect the innocent, and to ensure that the tragedies of the past are never repeated.